Okay, so here we are. This is your lesson that you received on Friday, and this is what you will need to do in order to be prepared for Monday's order of operations lesson. So you'll be reviewing your order of operations for this lesson. The first thing that I'm going to have you do is you need to take out your spiral, of course, turn to the next available page and go ahead and get it set up with your Cornell note style with the 2 lines. The topic of today's lesson is order of operations, so that's what you will put at the top. And I want you to write what you see here, as far as this right here, in your notes. Because no longer do we use just PEMDAS, which is what you have used so far up to this point, but we're kind of adding an extra step to that. And you can see that that extra step is this R. And we're making it now PREMDAS. So instead of parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication, division, then add, subtract, we're adding roots, which is the same thing as square roots. So that's what is meant by roots. So I want you to take a moment. If you need to pause the video so you can pause and write this down in your notes. And then I need you to also have, or in your spiral, and then I also need you to have your flip chart notes next. All right, in your flip chart notes, the only thing I kind of want you to do here is just make note that we are adding the R for the roots here. Okay, you wrote it down in your spiral, so you don't have to rewrite it necessarily all in your notes, but I do want you to change the fact that we are adding the roots as the second step. Then I want you to either take your highlighter or your pen, and in the 2 examples that we're going to do, we're going to kind of circle what step is being performed to get to the next step. So for example, if we look at example 1, we can see that what steps happen to get from this step to this step. Well, it looks like they did the multiplication inside the parentheses, and that gave them 5. It also looks like that they did the 2 to the 3rd power, which gave them 8. Keep in mind that you can do 2 steps in one if they do not affect each other. All right, so you got to be careful with that. Normally you've done 1 step, rewrite the whole problem, do another step. But if they don't affect each other, then you can. So we did the first step inside the parentheses, but we also did the exponents at the same time. So let's kind of go to the next step. Which step did they do to get from this step to this step? You can see that they did the rest of the parentheses. If we continue on down, we can see that they then multiplied next, and then the adding came last. So what I want you to do is to do that same process for example number 2. So you again can pause the video. Okay, so pause the video and do the exact same process for number 2, and then you can restart the video. All right, so this is what's going to happen next. The first thing I want you to do is go back to your spiral, write these 2 examples down. So you got example number 1 and example number 2. Do not solve them yet. Just write them down. Then you're going to go to the 2 websites that I have posted back on SchoolWeb. So the same place where you got this video, or you're going to find the websites. And there's going to be instructions that you're going to need to follow. Once you've gone through the websites, I want you to come back and actually work out these 2 problems. So come back and actually work out these 2 problems and have those ready to go Monday in class. If you have any questions, I will be available Monday morning at 8:15.